Okay. Okay. So hello, beautiful people. If you're watching this is Emotions for Dummies. And I'm your host, Dr. Donnie. And this is class 2 of 8. 2 of 8. So we're going to go through I just looked it up. We're going to go through some how to tell yourself the truth and a healing from trauma exercise. That is today's class. But we got about 4 minutes till class starts, so I think let's just have some silence. One of my classes had some silent meditation. It was really nice. So I'm just gonna slowly eat this tangerine, nectarine. It's a cutie. What do you call those things? Tangerines? There you go. I'm gonna eat this real slowly and quietly. Oh, hello and welcome. Welcome. We have about 3 minutes till class starts, so I'm just gonna enjoy some silence, some stillness, some slow it down, some relaxation. Let yourself relax, get comfortable. I guess I'll say a few words as class is starting. Nature makes everything perfect. Nature makes everything perfect. That's a kind of out there statement to make, I guess. But if you really think about it, I mean, something's there, right? The tree, the forest, there's an image here of a coastline, and the coastline is exactly what it is in this moment. It looks like that. It's only the human mind that can engage in the process of judgment and comparison and make it something other than accepting it for what it is. If you accept something for what it is, that would be perfect. So, it's just something to note that there might be a different definition of perfection than maybe I have lived under. But that would be what perfection would be. It's just accepting everything for what it is and for what it isn't. I'm looking at this tangerine here and these two pieces, and I can see similarities and differences, but I can appreciate them both for the similarities and the differences, for what they are and for what they're not. It's only when you can't appreciate it, it's the things you can't appreciate that really bring on all the problems and the rubs in life, all the issues, the gripes, the resentments. If I could have the same view, nature's just perfect. If I could have that same view about the car crashes and the people trying to jump on the plane to leave Afghanistan, and if I could have that feeling the next George Floyd moment happens, if you could really have that, I guess you would have hit total Buddha, spiritual, total Buddhahood. I'll let you know when I get there. I'll let you know when I get there. So welcome. This is the second of our Emotions for Dummies series. And I'm the host of Emotions for Dummies, Dr. Donnie. I always like to start class by just asking, how are you feeling today? And you are more than welcome to give a response any way you wish, whether that's typing, talking, no response at all the responses, emojis, whatever works for you. I just want to make some space to ask, how are you feeling today? And if nobody responds in a couple of minutes or so, I'll tell you how I'm feeling. And for anyone coming, welcome. And how are you feeling today? However you'd like to respond. Tired, hopeful, and confused. Tired, hopeful, and confused. Now, first of all, let's just honor how wonderfully complex. You got three, we're talking strawberry, vanilla, banana right there, okay? So we got layers of flavor there. So let's just take that in. Tired, hopeful, and confused. I also appreciate the and, because some people say but. Well, I'm sad but happy, and that's that's something people would say. And I'm sad and happy. That really, there you go. That's like the chocolate and the peppermint right there. Okay, complex feelings. Let's take them all in. We need all those feelings. Tired, hopeful, and confused. A little irritated, but grateful and thankful. A little irritated, but grateful and thankful. Now, I always have to ask, when people say they're a little irritated, I always have to ask, are you sure you're a little irritated? Is it just a little? Is it like, is it like a pea size? Is it a little carrot size irritation? Or is it really a big irritation? Is it a little irritation? I just, just curious. Sometimes even if it is a little pea-sized irritation, it's still so irritating you can't sleep. That princess and the pea thing, even a little pea. And good you find you're good you also feel grateful. That's great. You know me, I'm always big on honoring what you feel. I'm glad you found gratefulness. And thankful. Not big, feel it more in gut. Okay. Hey, I'm naming all these feelings, but take a moment. Feel these feelings. Use your body Scan your brain, scan your heart, scan your gut. Get in touch with whatever your answer is for how you're feeling today. You know, tired, hopeful, and confused. You know, I'm also feeling tired, hopeful, a little frustrated, a little irritated. We could go with that, actually. Tired, hopeful, and a little irritated. And also grateful. But I probably wouldn't have said the word grateful if someone else hadn't presented it as an option. I'm thankful you presented it as an option. I want you to know that. I appreciate it that the world is full of people who are good at looking at what they're grateful for, gratitude. I'm really thankful for that. I went through a lot of stuff as a kid that made it hard for me to find the gratitude sometimes. So honor whatever it is you feel. Honor what you feel. And I'm so glad you brought up the gut too, because we often deal with our feelings by thinking through them. And we really need to get more, it's a more bodily process than that, right? But we often say feelings are in the heart. And they are. A big part of them are in the heart. But research has now shown we have neurons in our gut that processes our emotions. We have gut feelings for a reason. It's the brain is really a whole head, heart, gut thing. You know, there are actual neurons around our intestines. It's processing food and our feelings. So there's a reason why they call that gut reactions. So it's important to get in touch with that. All those feelings. Okay, and just take a moment and think about what is self-care for you. How's your self-care life going? You know, things are happening now. School's going for some of us. You know, we're approaching the second half of the year now. It's September, but before you know it, it'll be October, right? It's fall. It'll be fall soon. So, how's your year going? How's your self-care? How's that going for you? Getting in touch with you, taking care of you. And however it's going, can we give ourselves some compassion today? Right now, in this moment, can we just give ourselves a little compassion for whatever we're feeling? Okay. Hey, does anybody have anything the year, where did it go? I tell you, they just, yeah, it seems like that whole Capitol insurrection thing happened like, what, 3-4 weeks ago? Oh, but no, a lot of things happened this year. Well, hey, that's another thing about time, right? It moves fast, it moves slow. Even when they put it on a calendar or on a clock, even when you're watching a little hand move, it's still, your conception of time is still totally a personal, subjective, emotional thing. Totally. That compassion for self. Thanks. Yeah, that feels so good. Also good to see you. I missed you. Oh, that's so kind. Oh, that's so kind. Oh, that's so kind. Thank you. Thank you. Hmm. Hmm. I have to say, I'm so glad that I do this. I'm offering this class because emotions are not easy. Emotions are not easy, and yeah, we all need help. We all need support. I need support. We all need support. I need support. So yeah. Okay, so let's share the workbook. Here are the exercises I'm pulling from for this class. Just so you know, I have put together a whole workbook called the Book of You. And that workbook is what I'm pulling from so we can do these classes. I have a beginner emotions for dummies and a medium or intermediate emotions for dummies, regular emotions for dummies. That's what this class is. And an advanced emotions for dummies. And if you come to the advanced classes, I will give you the whole Book of You workbook. I will just give you the whole workbook. Okay. And as always, it's always a drop-in class. Come anytime. You're always welcome to come and work on the exercise we're working on that day. Always. Okay. And then the hope is for all my classes that you learn some skills here that you can share with other people. Okay. We all got a hard time with feelings. So, if you really get something out of this, you meet someone else in your world who's having a hard time and you go, hey, I learned something, it really helped me. Can I share it with you? And if they say yes, hopefully they say yes. And then you got a skill. You can teach them also. Okay. So I work on me. I help. I share. You work on you. You share. They work on them. They share. The whole world gets healed. Okay. It's a big healing Ponzi scheme there. Okay. Okay. So here's the workbook here. Here's my email if you ever want to reach out. If also, this class is free in perpetuity as long as I'm alive. But if you ever feel like, you got something out of this, you want to donate a few bucks, feel free. Here's a link to copy it, the workbook, and share it with other people. Soon enough, too, I'm also going to get Spanish versions of all of this also, so that way, in case you got people who Spanish is their only language or their first language, you can share this workbook with them as well. And let's go over the table of contents. Okay, so week 1, we went over a self-care plan and an emotions list. That was last week. So we went over a whole plan for what to do, a whole bunch of things about self-care. Like what is your emotional self-care, your physical self-care, your financial self-care, self-care at work versus self-care at home, whole bunch of things. And we looked at ideas of what you could do. We looked at the honest things we do, and then what would be healthier options. We looked at a whole bunch of wonderful self-care things. Okay, so feel free to go and take a look at that. And always, self-care is an ongoing thing. We can all get better. We can all ask ourselves, what would a person who practiced complete self-care, what would that person look like? We can all imagine that as our role model. Okay? We can all work on that. Okay, and then we went through an emotions list. So a list of a whole bunch of different kind of emotions. So that was last week. And then this week we're going to do an intro into mindfulness meditation. Oh, wonderful. Yes, so we're going to learn how to meditate today in case you've never meditated before. And we're going to do it in a certain kind of way. We're going to do it. A lot of meditation is a lot of people show meditation as kind of blanking out on thought. But we're going to learn how to actually sit with our thoughts. That's what we're going to learn how to do. Okay, so that's wonderful. Okay, so we're going to talk about that and an exercise on how to tell yourself the truth. Because that's important, right? We all need to know how to tell ourselves the truth, right? Feeling your feelings is great, but if you don't tell yourself the truth, then you're kind of doing yourself a humongous injustice, Okay, let's see. Do I have your So first I just want to go into this thing. I just want to make you all aware of this wonderful emotions list. Okay, you all did an excellent job of putting your feelings into words. I just want to pat you all on the back for that. Okay. But there is a list here in case at any time you ever find yourself struggling. There's a whole list here for you to get in touch with different ideas. And this one part here is negative feelings, and the bottom part here is positive feelings. So that way, just gives you some idea. I'm not a big fan of labeling the feelings negative or positive these days, because you need to have space to feel all our feelings. So I don't want to judge any feeling. It's where I'm moving towards. But if it helps you or helps you to make sense of your feelings, I like to use this list. Okay. And welcome any people. Welcome any people. Here's the workbook that we're all looking at here, in case you'd like a copy. Okay, and then today we are meditating. So, I like to assume, let's just assume none of us have ever meditated before ever. Let's just go there. Okay, like you've heard of that word meditation, but you have no clue what that is. Okay, so, maybe more than likely you've seen TV, you've seen people on like little cushions, and they close their eyes, they're folded over, their legs are all crossed, and they look peaceful. That's about the most anybody kind of knows, the basics of what people see as meditation. Okay, so I really wanted to make it clear. Oh, I should say this. How about this? So my journey. I'll share my journey. I was raised Roman Catholic, and that just didn't really agree with me. I grew up in a small southern town, and with a priest who told very young. I remember hearing all kind of things about the gays going to hell, and everybody was going to hell. All the bad people were going to hell, and all this stuff. And I just thought the guy was kind of judgmental, and I just didn't really believe in a God like that. Even at 7, I had issues with this. So I got into all kinds of religion, and I got into philosophy. I was an atheist for many years. I just went radical other direction, and then got into college and found out about Buddhism, and it changed my life. So from 19 onwards, I have been a practicing Buddhist. I've been a part of several Buddhist traditions, Zen, several Buddhist traditions, okay, over the time. Mostly Zen was the main one for a very long time, though. And came to the conclusion in my mid-30s that meditation is great, but just sitting in silence will never, ever, ever get you to inner peace. It's the biggest joke on planet Earth. You will never get to inner peace by just sitting in silence. And so to prove how right I was about that, I wrote this worksheet. Okay. So I want to read this to all of you. Mindfulness is about examining your quality of life. Most of the time, we are caught up in doing things, but we are not human doings. We are human beings. Thus, when we examine our lives with mindfulness, we are moving deeper into our state of being in the world. For example, we use our phones to do things like send messages or check email quickly. With mindfulness, we take time to examine the things we do. So we may examine each button we press, each letter we type, the layout of the app, etc. This is about examining the quality of what we are doing, not just the doing of it. Okay, the quality of what we are doing. So even in this moment, with mindfulness, I take the time to read over each word, see how each word feels in my mouth. With mindfulness, you may be hearing these words with more awareness, with more of a pause, with a deeper inner state of being. In traditional, old-school meditation, we develop mindfulness by sitting in silence and being with our thoughts. The idea here is that eventually you will learn to treat yourself with compassion. The story of the Buddha is that he was a naive prince who left his palace and saw suffering or stress in the world and vowed to end it. After several failed attempts, he sat underneath a tree and began to sink into his thoughts. And from this, he came to realize that wanting things, desire, is what led to suffering. Today, we can expand this to say that 1, the human mind only perceives thoughts, feelings, sensations, and images. Okay, let's pause on that for a second here. The human mind only perceives thoughts, feelings, sensations, and images. 4 things. The human mind can only perceive 4 things. So 2, thoughts, beliefs, concepts shape what we think is reality, but is not reality itself. Okay, if thought is not real, then 3, thinking and imagination are the same thing. But the first one reduces and represses, while the second expresses and unrepresses. Okay, let's back up on that one. Thoughts, beliefs, and concepts shape what we think is reality, but is not reality itself. Thought is not reality. Thought is not real. If thought is not real, then thinking and imagination are the same thing. The first one is, when it's serious, we call it thinking. And when it's fun, we call it imagination. But it's the same thing. It's the same energy. Okay, that's good to know, huh? So therefore, 4, all stress must come from believing thoughts that don't line up with reality. What happens in life is information. Our stressful feelings about it come from our unconscious use of the 5 frustrations of life. Our assumptions and expectations, our beliefs and attachments, judgments and comparisons, preferences and requirements, and attempts to manipulate and control things beyond our ego. Okay, so if you ever had a hard time meditating, here is why. The human brain is truly amazing. It has 2 major sections: our frontal lobe, which is responsible for abstract thought, planning, judgment, and our back brain, the limbic system and amygdala, which processes emotions. This part is also more connected to our spinal cord, our heart, and our stomach, gut, which research also shows have neurons surrounding them that create our deep in the heart feelings and gut reactions. In fact, our brains have 100 billion neurons making 10,000 connections with each other, doing 50 processes at the same time. Unfortunately, that means the human mind can think 80,000 thoughts a day, or 1.5 thoughts a second. Worse, 98% of those thoughts are just repeated over and over. Even worse, some argue that 80% of those thoughts are negative. Add to this the fact that only 20% of the brain is conscious, the other 80% of the brain is unconscious, and it's clear how our mind can be our worst enemy. Putting a bunch of unconscious negative thoughts on repeat guarantees you will focus on what you lack, blocking your ability to be open-minded, question anything, or develop stillness and mindfulness. In contrast, Buddhism offers cultivating positive thoughts of gratitude, compassion, and kindness. genuinely finding the good, and especially the good in what we think is bad, shifts our mind into a friend, or a space of more support and possibility. Okay, 100 billion neurons, 10,000 connections, 50 processes at the same time, 80,000 thoughts a day. That is how the mind works. So, without some tools for dealing with that, you are up against your worst enemy, guaranteed. Guaranteed. We are up against our worst enemy, guaranteed. These days, modern physics, spiritual people, and hippies all agree that with the creation of the Big Bang came the creation of consciousness itself. Despite that, many people feel that meditation is boring. Well, it is. When we meditate, we are boring into our inner universe, which is just as vast as the outer universe. So, boredom brings us to the kingdom, or the queendom, if you like. Each person is a total inner universe of things separate from other people. It is our inner world that shapes how we make sense of our outer world. So to help us with our thoughts and feelings, and to greatly expand our consciousness, in this class we will learn a variety of techniques for developing mindfulness. Okay, so before we go forward, does anybody have anything they want to say about any of that information? Just take that in. But if anybody has anything they want to say, address, bring up, just feel free. And let's give it a shot. Oh, yes.
Thanks. I figured I'd just speak. I really appreciate that this, to me, what one thing this just said is that the mind, has the power over the body. And I really think that's important.
Yeah, that's big time. Big time. Some people would even argue that, well, yeah, I mean, without a brain, I mean, what would your body do anyway? Your body is sort of just there. But then, research has also shown that we input our body. Our body doesn't think, but it keeps score. It keeps memories. It holds on to, things too. But even then, how you understand what that is has to come filter through your brain and what you believe about your body and your connection to yourself. So yeah, that brain's kind of a lot, a whole lot. And I just really want to make it clear how, if you ever felt like you were going crazy, which who hasn't? If you felt like you had a hard time controlling your brain, well, you can't. You can't. You just can't. I mean, it's 80,000 thoughts a day. It's going to keep happening. You can try to stream every one of them, but eventually you 80,000 a day, every day. So I think it might be healthier to give up the control. So let's give that a shot. Just whatever you're doing right now, bring it to mindfulness. You don't have to stop what you're doing even. Just bring it to mindfulness. Not about what you're doing, the quality of what you're doing. So, I'm going to grab this tangerine. Normally I would just grab the tangerine and just start peeling off a slice with no thought about it. But this time I'm going to really feel tangerine in my hand. I can really feel my behind in my seat, my back against the chair. I can feel the air move through my nostrils. I noticed my mind thought about the fruit, and I can feel my tongue getting wet. I heard the body stores emotions and we'll think we're in pain and go to a doctor, but it's guilt or shame, etc. that's causing it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, ain't that something, huh? Yeah, we can store all sorts of guilt, shame, fear in our gut. Our gut tells us safety often, safety and fear. We can store those sorts of things in our gut and then repress them. And then, yeah, that can lead to all sorts of physical health problems. Yeah, yeah. Okay, just notice your gut. Yeah, bring it to your gut. Bring your awareness to your gut. See what you feel in your gut right now. I also have a belief that cravings, which, I mean, we all have to eat, but cravings kind of means feeling like you need to eat when you really don't need to. Snacking as a coping mechanism. Snacking as a coping mechanism for your feelings. Feel that in the gut. I think that's also feelings too. Yeah, just be in your body. Sometimes we're not in our body at all. We're in our brain. And the mind thinks 80,000 thoughts a day. So, you can be in front of a computer. Well, thanks to Google, you can be anywhere, right? You can be in a spaceship, you can be in a video game, you can be in a one friendship group and then you're in a different friendship group and then you're on Pornhub. You can be anywhere. The mind can go anywhere. Okay? Infinite. Your body, however, cannot. It can just sit right here. So just be with that. Just be with that. Be with the heart. Be with the gut. Mindfulness. And at any time, if things get too intense, just notice your breath. You're breathing, whether you want to or not. It's just happening. It's the best place to it's the best place to learn how to let go of control. Even when you're steaming angry, there's all these things you want to yell back at someone. Even during that moment, you can pop out and just see your breath. You're just breathing in and out. When that moment's over, you've said what you need to say, the argument's over, they've left the room, you'll calm down, you'll have some deep breaths. But it'll still just be an in and an out. An in and an out. Always an in and an out. Your happiest moment, your saddest moment. Always an in and an out. And if you're willing, just give yourself permission to let go. Trust that the universe will hold you in this moment. You know, you've done enough. You're good enough. You deserve rest. You deserve peace. And down to the core of your soul, you deserve peace. You know, it's the most amazing thing. If you stop everything you're thinking and believing, life is just. And just notice some other things you can do in this space is the human mind only has thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and images. So you can play around with that. If something keeps coming up in your mind, mm, I don't know. There you go. Chocolate sweets. There we go. There we go. Chocolate sweets. So if I start thinking chocolate, I can have the mental image of the chocolate, the thoughts I have about the chocolate, the feelings that I have about the chocolate, inspired or worried, whatever those feelings are. Any bodily sensations like, getting hungry. Thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and images. You can break it down. It's the most amazing thing, but none of us know chocolate. None of us know chocolate. We know our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and images of chocolate, right? We grabbed it, and those things all happen. And we put it into our mouth, and those things all happen. And we swallow it, and those things all happen. That's the only chocolate our mind can ever know. The tongue tastes. Oh, wait. The tongue takes in some kind of, sense. But the brain is what interprets it as taste, right? It doesn't become sweet until the brain defines it as sweet, right? So that's just an interesting thing there. I was in another class and she stated craving chocolate sweets can mean we are giving too much love or need love. She broke it down to 4 cravings. She broke it down to 4 cravings and meanings. Oh, I see what you mean. We're giving too much love or need love. Can mean we are giving too much love or need love. Well, oh wow. I haven't done the research on that one. But I wouldn't surprise me if craving sweets was connected to, a coping mechanism for getting your inner love tank filled. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Like I said, I think snacking is something to do with that for sure. Yeah. Right on. Okay, well, whatever you feel about all that, let's give ourselves some compassion for these feelings that may have come up for us in this meditation. All sorts of things may have come up. Just so you all know, personally, I felt a real whoosh and openness come over me. Yeah, so just some compassion for whatever you felt inside your inner universe. We are feeling these feelings because we are learning how to love ourselves. We are feeling these feelings because they are there. We are learning how to make peace with what is there. Those 80,000 thoughts a day, they matter because they are my thoughts. They matter to me. I would like those thoughts to be as much in peace as possible. I deserve peace. Okay. So just slowly let yourself be with your sweet self. Let yourself come to just a little bit. And if anyone has anything they want to say, talk about, address, bring up, this would be a good time. And to be honest with all of you, the last one of these tangerines I ate, I wolfed it down really fast. I'm really kind of thankful I'm taking the time to really peel through this one. Okay. Well, I hope your inner experience was enriching for you. Whatever it was for you, it's important information. So just taking it in, making a space to just sit with yourself. I mean, you can just learn so much just doing that, It's not easy, so sometimes, I recommend just sitting in silence for 5 minutes. Even that can be a real challenge. So just a nice 5 minutes to wind it all down to boredom. Just see what comes up for you. Okay, just doing that just a little bit every day can do so much to get you in touch with your inner life. Okay. Okay, no one has anything to say. You're all in your zone, in the zone. Okay, well then why don't we try the next exercise? The next exercise is on telling yourself the truth. Okay, that might pick you up out of the zone a little bit here. This comes from Teal Swan's video called How to Tell the Truth. And Teal Swan, just so you know, since we got a little time, let me brag about Teal Swan. She's an amazing spiritual healer person on YouTube. And I found her videos when I was beginning my spiritual journey in life. She's this wonderful human being who has, she's put together just these hundreds of videos which are all about these different topics: power, success, compliance or rebellion, relationship advice, self-trust, family issues, working with fear. There's just so many. There's just so many. I could scroll, and this is just from 2 years ago. So she just has so many. Healing your solar plexus chakra. There's just so many wonderful things here. So I just want to highly recommend her channel. Okay, just so many. I'm still scrolling. Okay, so many things here. Okay, so she's a wonderful person who makes those wonderful videos. And this was one exercise that she offered for as a way to get in touch with your truth. Okay. So obviously, telling the truth is an important part of developing a strong, healthy relationship with ourselves and others. For many of us, however, the truth can either be too uncomfortable or scary to embrace, especially when the truth may force us to alter our sense of reality or identity. We often don't tell the truth when something happens that we can't handle emotionally, such as when we're in danger from trauma or abuse, risk losing something important like money, love, security, when who we actually are isn't good enough to get what we want, or when we are trained by parents, adults, society, or ourselves into denial, rejection, rationalizations, and avoidance as coping mechanisms. While we often treat the truth as something stable, permanent, and objective, like universal truth, most truth is one part what people believe or all agree is accurate, and one part how your subjective emotional range is reacting to information. Our personal truth may be totally different from someone else's, or what society says is true. In Buddhism, telling the truth is always balanced against compassion. Saying true things without kindness can be cruel, and saying kind things that are not true, or lies, can lead to mistrust and hurt. So, one way to deal with the difficult feelings around the truth is to explore our emotional range from negative to positive. A full truth involves expressing all of your anger, hurt, fear, understanding, and love. Use the 5 fingers of your hand as a way to remember this. Find one problem or issue about your life, yourself, or the world that you feel is causing you stress. Start with anger, and for each one, allow yourself to get out all of the thoughts, feelings you are having before you go on to the next one. When you get to understanding, also examine the frustrations of life, our assumptions, expectations, beliefs, judgments, preferences, requirements, and attempts to manipulate and control. If you have trouble with anger, try other words like frustrated or bothered, or try sadness or stress. Remember, you can always choose whether you want to tell someone else the truth, because they may or may not want to hear it. But if you lie to yourself, you risk throwing your whole world into confusion and unconscious self-sabotage. Since you don't have all the info you would need to take responsibility and make good decisions, everything you do to address your problems won't work either, which can lead to hopelessness, resentment, and deep insecurities. In contrast, the truth gives us a solid, powerful foundation to build a life based on honesty and integrity. Or as they say it with me, the truth will set you free. Okay, so this is how it works. We just pick a topic and then we get out all the anger, all the hurt, all the fear, then understanding, and then love. Okay, so we can get ourselves a full emotional expression of the truth. So, does anybody have anything they want to work on as a topic today? Now I have to tell you all. I had a quite a big blow up at a coworker. He's my department chair right now. He wrote me a horrible letter last year for tenure. Not even a horrible letter, a crazy letter. And he's so full of himself he can't see it. And so I had a big blow up at him this week. So I kind of want to work through my feelings about that. But before I launch into that, I want to just ask anyone else, does anyone have anything that they're working through or anything they want to use as their example today? Always like to make. Oh, yes.
I would love to do some work on some anger
Okay.
at myself. That's when I'm getting really honest when I say it's at myself.
Yeah.
I think, but anger towards someone I needed something from who asked me a dishonest question, and I people pleased her instead of being honest, out of fear that I wouldn't get my needs met. So basically I was preyed on, and I don't mean PRAY. And I just didn't pause, and I was afraid. So I ended up hurt, angry. I ended up angry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Getting preyed on. What made you angry about getting preyed on? And we can all help you here. You're not the only one who's been preyed on. What made you angry about getting preyed on? It makes me really angry that I put my trust into someone and they violated my trust. That makes me angry.
Yeah, I think it's
What else? What else? What makes you angry?
I mean, I'm angry at this person, but I know that she's a sick person.
Oh, hold up. Oh, now see, you did the most. You did the most interesting thing there. You went to that but. That word but. That word but. That word
Mm,
but can do so much to invalidate how we feel when we start throwing those buts in there. And it's entirely possible that what came after the but, you could be right. Yeah, she's a sick person. Yeah, you could be 100% right about that. And in this moment, we are going to give you a full, honest, complete validation for what you are feeling. She ain't here. What makes you angry about this? Give it to me.
that
Yeah.
that as I've been taught, it might sound harsh, but I must be sick too if I, in a different way. I have different symptoms than her. And I must also lack self esteem if I didn't respond honestly.
Yeah. I'm angry that I don't respond honestly. I'm
Yes,
angry that I wanted to respond honestly and I couldn't.
I
Yet
could have, but I didn't.
I'm angry that I could have, but I didn't.
I'm angry that I drank so much coffee
Oh,
because I like to feel good, so I drink coffee. Um,
I'm angry I drank so much coffee to feel good.
that
Yes.
I couldn't be calm enough and sane enough myself to just say nothing or whatever, respond honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm angry I couldn't respond the way I wanted. I'm angry I couldn't have the control I wanted.
I'm angry that I gave my power away.
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Now that brings us right into hurt. That brings us right into hurt. I'm hurt. I gave my power away. What else are you hurt? What else is hurting you here?
I hurt my inner child. I didn't protect her.
There we I hurt my inner child. I didn't protect her. Hmm. Anything else? What else? What else? Yeah, I hurt when I don't listen to me.
I owe her an amends.
Hmm. Hey, I hurt when I don't apologize. Yeah. Yeah.
And try to change, try to do, tell her like my little Ellen, I'm sorry that I didn't. I chose. I just want to feel good. I don't want to accept that life means that I'm going to have to feel my feelings. So instead, I drink all this coffee, and therefore, it's just making things worse. And whatever else, I'm just sorry that whatever, I don't know what the rest is, but just,
I'm just
I'm,
sorry. Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry that I'm not being mature enough to take care of you and feel my feelings, which is part of maturing. I don't want to do that. I like to feel good.
Now that brings us right to fear. You're afraid of feeling bad.
Yeah, I'm afraid to feel my feelings, and that's why I'm here to learn how to do that in a safe way.
Yeah, afraid to feel your feelings. What else are you afraid of? What are you really afraid of here?
My rage.
Ah, You're afraid of your own anger. You're afraid of your rage. Oh, oh, mm, mm. You got rage and you got afraid of the rage. Hmm. Let's just be with that for a bit, It's your rage and you're afraid of it. You just did the most amazing conversation with your inner child. Can you have that conversation with your rage?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Never try. Just, just see if your rage will speak to you. Your rage probably doesn't want to live in fear. No one does. Okay, well, the next one's understanding. So let's try to build some understanding for your rage. First of all, you called it rage. You didn't say that before. So let's just honor that. Yeah, you gave it the real word.
I can understand why I'm so enraged. I don't want to stay there, but I can understand, given my overall situation, family stuff, all of that, and other things. I can understand why I'm so enraged. I don't have to deny that I'm enraged. I don't want to stay stuck there, but I need to honor that I'm really, really angry.
And hey, the more you acknowledge it, really acknowledge it, the less chances you'll be stuck there. But if you don't acknowledge it, you are guaranteed to stay stuck there. Yeah. Yeah, you are really, really angry. That's right. That's right. And I even liked how you brought the growl into that. That's the really angry. That's the anger right there. That's the rage. That's the rage. Yeah, using your voice, use your body to get in touch with that. You know, mm, what does that rage need? Is it let it speak to you? Punch and scream, get a pillow, get something you can punch and scream, whatever you need to get that rage out. Get that rage out in a safe way. I'm a huge fan of screaming. I have I have pillows here. I have a big stuffed teddy bear here. Can't see him, but I'm a big fan of just grabbing the bear and just screaming at the top of my lungs into the bear. Just two, three real big screams like that can just just loosen it all up. You know. And sure, if I just walked around the street screaming like that, people would think I was crazy. But in terms of what do you need for your feelings, you may need to punch, cry, and scream and kick it up. So creating a safe place for you to do that, that is the way to go. That's the adult I know I want to spend my time around with. Another understanding here is that, we call it swallowing our feelings, but you don't really swallow them. You just kind of block them up. And they just come out later. Man, it's a way to try to manipulate and control ourselves. But it's not loving. It's not loving. It's poor control. Poor control. So the more we can get in touch with that anger, those feelings, the more we'll be able to use that anger and put it into words, for example, or put it into an action plan so that we can address things. Yeah. We don't need to be afraid of any of our feelings. We don't need to be afraid of any of our feelings. And the last one's love. Was there anything about this situation that you could say what you have any love for at all? Anything?
I was trying to think of how to apply love to it, and I think there are many things, but what, as I was just pondering that, what I came up with at the end, I think, I don't know, I know it's not about right or wrong, but what I felt was when I can love myself, it won't matter so much what others do or have done. Um, and a lot will change, my responses and all that. But the bottom line, I think, is when I can love myself. Um, the other thing is loving someone else. And I don't mean in a romantic way, but when I can love someone else, you know, that's what I came up with.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, the more I fill myself up with love, I can't get taken advantage of by someone else. Yeah, just didn't work out. But when you're filled up with love, yeah, you can't feel so betrayed. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're filled up with love, you don't betray you. Mm, making yourself into a safe place. Unconditional love. Unconditional self-love. And hey, maybe that's the whole purpose of people. The effed up people who do the effed up things in life is to teach us how to give ourselves the unconditional self-love. Hmm. Okay, so you see how this works, right? We just went through all the emotions, focused it onto to one topic, and if you find yourself talking yourself out of your feelings, well, stop that. Give yourself full emotional expression here as you go through each part of this. Right? So let's try another one. Hey, so can I do my colleague? Let me do my colleague. I really want to get this off my chest here. And actually, you just helped me. You just helped me with a few things. Okay. Okay. So my issue here is my colleague is an egotistical jerkwad. I'm angry that he's such an egotistical jerkwad. I'm angry that he's both egotistical and a jerkwad, and I have to deal with both of those things. I'm angry that it's so inconveniencing to my time because none of this, his ego got nothing to do with me. I'm angry, yeah, how inconveniencing my time this is. I'm angry, and I gotta even deal with any of it. I'm angry. And he's just fucking stupid. Okay. 2 is hurt. Hurt. I'm hurt. I'm hurt that I have to take in his opinion when I really would rather not take it in at all. I'm hurt when I have to take his opinion when I know he is so just against anything that isn't him. I'm hurt. I'm hurt that someone can be so caught up on their own agenda that they can't even see a good thing when it's right in front of their faces. They couldn't even see the help. I mean, my whole thing is feelings. I mean, if anybody could benefit from feelings, it would be him. And he can't receive that. And that hurts. It hurts that I can't help somebody who so blatantly needs the help. It hurts to have this resentment. It hurts to it hurts to keep feeling angry. It hurts that I'd rather avoid him. Oh, let's bring it to fear. Fear. I have a fear of running into confrontations with him, of a future confrontation. I have a fear of a future confrontation. I have a fear of being in another meeting where he throws his ego around instead of really listens, and I have to sit there and it looks like my eyes are not rolling in the back of my head. It looks like that, but they really are. In my mind, they really are. I'm afraid of. Well, I'm afraid of getting so angry that I become the person who's a problem. I don't ever want to be that person. I'm afraid of hating my job because one person makes it unpleasant.
Did he send, what about this letter or something that he sent you?
Yeah. He wrote me the craziest 10. Normally, this letter is 2 pages. It says, this candidate meets the expectations. That's all it is. He chose to write a 10-page letter, and he just filled it with his personal opinions about everything. He even wrote at the beginning of the letter, he didn't think I should get tenure because I teach meditation. And meditation, being a Buddhist tradition, violates his beliefs on church and state. He actually wrote that. He actually wrote that in a letter.
Oh, God. What about that?
What about it?
Well, I was just wondering, I know that when I'm angry with somebody, it's because they've threatened something about me, either my pocketbook, my
Oh,
sex, that something like that. That's why I mentioned it.
oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. What is he threatening me? What am I really afraid of? Ooh. Oh, let's breathe. Let's breathe. Let's Well, I'll say this. I have a huge fear of hating my job because put a lot of work into my job, and if I hated it, then oh, that would really, that would really mess with my identity. So that's one big part of it. And up until now, I've had, people I work with generally love what I do. So I just find it to be amazing. I am a person here who just can't receive it at all. And that makes me, at first it made me sad, but the fact that this person keeps coming into my space and I have to, like, if he could just stay away from me and then I wouldn't care. But then he comes into my space and I have to deal with it. And that's the part that's really, I have a huge fear of my time being wasted. I have a huge fear of my time being wasted. Yeah. And I suppose me saying he's wasting my time is my judgment on him. Or to say anything's wasting my time is a judgment, I suppose. That's it. I got a huge fear of my time getting wasted. Because then he wins. I don't mind him winning because he's so full of himself that he has to be in control so much that nothing's losing to him, technically. As long as he argued it out, he won. So I'll let him win. Good for him. He can have it. But I definitely feel you on the, I have a hard time losing. I have a hard time saying I'm going to lose. And I definitely don't want to lose this one and have him be in charge of the department and I don't get my say. But I'm not too worried about that because I'm pretty well liked. The whole department loves what I'm doing. Yeah. But I guess you need a hater. Yeah, he is using your tenure as a platform for his politics. That's exactly what he did with that letter. Thank you for putting that into words. Thank you for putting that into words. That's exactly what he did. He used it as a platform. Ha, 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 ha. Well, that's crazy people using platforms just radiate more crazy. So I don't get it. I don't get it. That's another fear I got there. It's the fear of dealing with something that makes no sense. Oh, because if I can at least rationalize it, explain it out, I can have a discussion about it. If I'm in a place where it feels like it makes no sense, puts me into a total tailspin. And then I would have this super big angry reaction. Yeah, it's all kinds of inappropriate, the letter. Yeah.
I was just thinking that others don't have to believe as I believe. Seems like it's more of a like a spiritual or some kind of belief like that he just has people get so we feel so strongly about these things, especially if it's what you do for work all the time. I mean, I can, yeah. And then the other thing I was thinking of is that, I have a huge fear of being one-upped and all this stuff. But
one-upped.
Yeah, that's how it came out in a lot of my work. But also, if they're the one, like this fear of having no control, like especially if I'm not in charge, I don't know if any of that resonates.
Yeah, that's what you meant, LA. That's what you meant. The one-upped. Oh, that resonates. OMG, that resonates. Like, oh no, he's not going to get the better of me. Oh no, I don't think so.
and that is really my ego. That's what's so funny about it. So I can add to my like my dishonesty is like, my hypocrisy, right? Because I'm just the same, but in my own way. My ego doesn't like, it's like a war of the egos. And the like the lie I tell myself is, like, is my self-esteem effect, I tell myself that this dictates my, like, I mean, the truth is I'm okay having my own beliefs and he can have his. These are spiritual secrets that we don't even have to tell anybody we have when we go into dealing with these, these people. You go back into work and we've done the work. Bless him, change me.
Oh, oh,
We are the ones who let go. We are the ones who grow because we're trying. We're willing to do the work.
oh,
And people who throw their egos around, it doesn't mean I'm going to let, you know, yeah, that comes from a place of, real insecurity, probably. So I can look on upon this person with some tolerance, love and tolerance.
I was having a hard time with that. Oh, 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 oh. What's coming up for me is, what's coming up for me is honestly, I'm just that comment. I won't let him get the better of me. I mean, I probably said that to my parents many times, many times. I can see how this is repeating that pattern. How many times I was angry and resentful at my parents and they didn't listen to me at all. Oh,
And now that cement around our heart cracks just a little more. That wall of cement that we had to build because we didn't have any tools when we were kids. Now it's cracking open more.
oh, oh, Oh. 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 Oh, man. Oh, I don't even have words for any of that. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, 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 oh. Think about how much repressed pain. Oh, oh, how much repressed pain that little kid went through. Oh, what a gift. Oh, 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 I won't let him get the better of me. Yeah, you know what? I feel like thanks to him, I'm getting the best of me right now. I'm just gonna just love that. Oh, oh, yeah, it does hurt to have a colleague not be supportive of something as important as tenure. Yeah, it does hurt. It does hurt. I've been sort of like blocking, defending myself from it because this ego, I knew nothing good was coming from that. But you're right. It just hurt. It just hurt, and it's hard to let myself feel it too. Yeah. And it connects to all these other hurts that I just were way down there. We're way down there. Boy, I tell you, Ellen, if you hadn't said, well, what is it you really fear? Well, what's really going on here? If you hadn't said that, oh, wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, oh, oh. Hmm. What a gift. What a gift. Okay, so understandings. All these understandings. All these understandings. I understand how much I've been trying to manipulate and control me. All this was underneath there. How much I'm judging him to protect myself. Yeah, you're so right. You're so right. Because honestly, I don't really even think about him very much. I don't really have an opinion. He's off living his life, and good for him. I love the work I do. But you're right. The moment I got judged, and it kind of started to hurt, and I knew it mattered because he had to write that stupid letter. So I prepared all this egoic defense, and then it turns into the war of the ego. You are so right. You are so right. Oh, oh, yeah. What a gift. God put him here to wake me up. What a gift. What a gift. What a gift. I knew that had to be it. I knew that had to be it. I knew that had to be it. That's another understanding that God is good. If you're willing to really open to the lesson. I'm going to keep letting this lesson unfold. I'm going to keep letting this lesson unfold. And that brings us to love. I love that everything is here for our growth. For our life is here for us to deepen our understanding of life. Everything's important to the whole. I love how we can get all of our feelings. We can get in touch with all of our feelings. I love how we can help each other. Hey, I love that we get to agree to disagree also. Yeah, I love that I get to deepen my experience of life because I learn the process of connecting with people. I'm looking into my own world. I care about my feelings. This whole experience with him is just more to strengthen my work. I can bring it in here and grow from even this, from everything. And hey, I have no control over any human being. If they don't see the value of doing this work, well, good for them. Best of luck. Best of luck. Do I see the value of this work? It's my work. I'm doing it. I see the value. I really do. I really, really do. Yeah.
I do too. That was awesome to witness. Thank you.
Hmm. 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 I have to say, I don't even have words. I don't even have words. That just came up. I had to just be with it. Yeah. Words wouldn't even do it justice. Relief.
Can I mention one other brief thing?
Oh, yeah.
I love that you well you said something about how you were judging, and that's what anytime I've learned that anytime we have a resentment, which is anything that goes through my mind three times or more, um, that there's always a judgment. I'm always judging. It's always part of it. And that is the thing that blocks me from God. So what I really want to do, it's so important that I try to work through my anger because, you know, what I'm trying to do is rid myself of the judging that, so I can be closer to, the create, whatever we want to call it, that judging is the thing. And usually when I can see that I've been judging, I'll sometimes I'll get emotional when I do get the relief from a resentment, because I feel, I don't realize that it's the guilt I have from judging. That's what blocks me from God. So I have to work on these resentments. So it's the guilt for judging. Once that's gone, then I'm closer to God. And contentment. Even though they suck and they do these things to us and everything, I have to find a way to freedom from, what I'm left with. So it's like these things are good because we use them to find our peace.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, 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 oh my God. Oh, oh my. Oh, oh, what beautiful words. What see value in it too. Type in inner child and your class pops up. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. Really learning how to break the walls of handling and seating with my emotions and feeling. Yeah. Hey, so let's just take it all in there. The less we judge, the closer we come in connection with God. So the less we judge ourselves, the closer we come in connection with God, the God inside. Oh, oh man, that little kid needed to hear that. Oh, 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 oh. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. That was just so wonderful. That was just so wonderful. Oh, that was so wonderful. That explained, that just put everything right on course for me. Yeah, yeah.
I needed to say these things because now I feel less angry at that woman too.
Mm. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, mm. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh.
I was going to tell on her and everything. That's where I go.
And you still can. This is not about what you do in what you do. It's about your state of mind. It's about your state of mind. So you can, even if you do it from a place of peace with you. Yeah. Yeah, I may still report him to the union. And if I do it in a place of real, I feel love. I feel the love now. I feel the love now. I feel the love now. Yeah, where I was feeling the resentment, I don't feel the resentment. I feel the love now. Yeah, we're all learning and growing together. Yeah. Mm. Oh, oh, thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. I have so much gratitude in my heart. I do not have words. I do not have words. I don't need words. So let's just, it's from here. It's from here. It's from here. So I just want to just say thank you all from here. Yeah, yeah. We broke some cycles today. Yeah, yeah. And may the work we're doing here be our part to break cycles everywhere, to bring health and love and healthiness, supportive, loving things into the world, to help heal others, to make ourselves a loving space. Okay, well, if anybody has anything they want to say, feel free, and then we'll close class. I'm just so thankful. I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful. Okay, okay. So on that note, everyone have a nice week, nice weekend. Good luck with your thoughts and feelings. If you need me for anything, let me know. Share this material with others, and feel free to come next week. Either way, you are here in my heart. You are here in my heart. Thank you so much. So much.
Thanks, Donnie. Have a
Yeah.
great week.
Thank you.
Weekend.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ellen.
Thank you too.
Have a nice week, everyone. Bye, LA, Antoinette. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. Good night, everyone. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend.